Time for Spotlight on KRWC. We have royalty in studio today from Delano, and we're going to talk to them briefly in just a little bit. Of course, it's the Independence Day celebration coming up in Delano, and that's kind of a huge deal for the community every summer. And we're going to talk about primarily the royalty end of it here today. And we're going to introduce Amy Drager, who we know from the area, but she's the royalty director for Delano and is joining us today. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim. Thanks for having us. I'm Amy Drager, and I am one of the directors of the Delano Royalty. Rihanna Dirty and Jenny Rosno also are on board, along with many other volunteers that we have.
It's like other things and activities that have been around for a long time. I'm sure there's a good template, but there's always something to do, isn't there?
Yes, there is. Every year it's changing. This program started in 1968 in Delano as Miss Delano and Two Princesses. And I'm not sure what year, but we changed to 3 ambassadors that just, support our community and are volunteer. They're very much into doing community events and going to other towns to promote our 4th of July celebration and our Delano businesses.
I think a lot of communities have kind of gone to that ambassador program versus, any specific ranks, if you will, for lack of a better term.
Yes, because they all equally do the work of the whole year. It is fun, but it is also a lot of work, not only for the ambassadors, but for their royal families that are truly very supportive of them, and they have just as much fun, if not more, than their ambassadors.
How long have you been involved in the program?
I first was involved with the program when my oldest daughter, ran and was the 2018-2019 Delano ambassador, and then I just stayed on the committee because I just felt this program was so special to empower young women, and all the growth that my daughter had and all the fun places in Minnesota that she was able to see, and just to be part of the community and the Delano 4th of July celebration, to really just jump in and be part of that.
Right. Let's meet the ambassadors here one by one, and we'll have them say their names for you.
Hi, I'm Kiki Kimball. Hi, I'm Ella Hoppe. Hi, I'm Allison Schneider.
All right, and Allison, maybe we'll stay with you and we'll go back the other way again. Now, we talked before the program that you all were seniors this year, so just graduated, right?
Yes.
Just a few weeks ago. Great, and all college bound after that. Let's talk about the experience as ambassadors first up, and then we'll get into some college plans and things. Allison, tell us a little bit about your experience. First of all, what made you feel like you wanted to run for ambassador?
Well, last year, one of my very close friends was an ambassador, Chloe Smizer, and she would ask me every single day until I agreed to run for this.
So there was pressure.
Yeah, a little bit. But I am so grateful that I did, because this program has just been the most, rewarding experience I've ever done. And I love these girls so much, and I love the directors and all of our sponsors. It's just been the most, heartfelt thing that I've done through my senior year of high school.
Yeah. Give me a memory, a specific, I don't know whether it be a parade or some kind of a personal appearance, or what was some of the memorable events?
My most memorable event was probably Pepperfest in North Hudson in Wisconsin. The spaghetti eating contest, to be very specific. I was really excited to do it, and everyone else was a little bit nervous, and I was the only one that threw up. So that's why it was the most memorable for me. It was definitely an adventure.
A sure sign of success then, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. The spaghetti eating it like it was volume? Was it based on how much?
It was
or
it was a pound.
how fast?
A pound of spaghetti.
Pasta, and there was just 4 of us, so it was going down the line, and you just had to try and eat it as fast.
Oh man.
So I started.
That's hard on the
It
makeup.
was terrible. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where was that at?
Pepperfest in North Hudson, Wisconsin.
North Hudson. Huh. So, community-wise, and maybe we'll pass the baton here to Ella and have her tell us a little bit about, not that you're going to itemize every place that you went, but ballpark, how many cities did you go to, or parades or events?
Oh, that's a good question. Gonna go with. Amy, do you have a good guess? I feel like 50 to 60?
Was
Is
it
that
really?
a good guess?
Yeah.
And that starts when? Now, right away when the crowning?
Right away after
That's
you're
the first
crowned, you
event.
are
Okay.
right into events.
So basically, you took over just as things were really kind of getting going last year for the 4th. That's your first big deal.
Yes.
And then parades the rest of the summer.
Yes.
And then
And
are
some of the
there
winter.
fall and winter things too?
Yes, there's a few fall parades and then a few winter parades. So it's kind of an all-year thing. You'd think parades would stop, but they go all year.
Yeah. Did you have a specific one that was awfully special or memorable?
Oh, my favorite parade was probably the Cambridge Light Up Snowflake Parade because it was winter, so we were wearing all of our really cute winter stuff. And it was dark out, but everything was lit up in Christmas lights. So it was really pretty to see.
Yeah. So you put on some miles then. You're going around. I mean, these are not real close. Some of them anyway.
Some of them.
What's the Kiki? What was the? Do you remember what the farthest distance was?
Oh, was I Sandy? We also went to Northfield. I don't know how far that is.
Okay.
Obviously, I went to Wisconsin. We went a lot of places, I guess.
Yeah. Now, do you always have the same driver all the time, or?
It depends. Normally, we have Ella's mom drive us, like all carpool. Normally, just because it's easier to carpool. But it kind of just depends.
And do you have a special float that you use in the parades, or cars, or?
We have a special float that we normally have a city truck that is like allows us to pull in parades, but it really just depends on who's driving that because we usually have a royal dad do it for fun.
Tell me a little bit about what did you learn about Delano, the community that you're representing, that you didn't know before, or that you really got acquainted with?
It's not like something I necessarily learned, but I was just like more reintroduced to just how close this community is and just how easy it is to interact with anyone in the community at any point in time, especially around the 4th of July. Just like after you're crowned, so many people are coming up to you like congratulating you, saying like good job, like can't wait to see your year in crown. It's just like it really shows you how close this community is. Even though it's getting bigger, it still feels really small, and that's something I really like about Delano. So that's just something that the year in crown has really helped me like see throughout like everywhere that we do. There you go.
Ella, maybe we'll come back to you for a second. What kinds of things have you either learned about the community, or how do you present the community when you obviously you're kind of the title is ambassador after all. So what do you tell people about Delano?
Delano has that really classic small town feel. Like everyone knows everyone. You're gonna go out to the grocery store and see everyone that you know. And I think that that's really special about Delano is because, yes, we are really close and we're a really tight-knit community, but unlike other small towns, people also mind their own business. So it's not very like rumor heavy, which I really like. It feels very welcoming and warm and inviting. As soon as you go to any town event in Delano, you just feel welcomed into the community right away.
Yeah. Let's turn to Allison for a second now. You mentioned that after the crowning last year, now that was prior to the 4th, right? It's always
July 3rd, yes.
July 3rd. So the very first thing, no pressure, you get to do is ride in a parade in front of about 25,000 people.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
So I had the honor of being on top, which was so special, and I loved it so much. And it was really scary. It was really scary.
That's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. And it was raining, so we had our umbrellas, and we were learning how to do, like, the princess wave at our first ever, like, real parade. And so, like, just doing that and, like, not, like, missing everybody because you're over on this side instead of on this side. Just, like, trying to take it all in, but also, like, present yourself to everybody. It's a little bit stressful, but it was one of my favorite things that we've done this year.
Oh, bad. Was there been any other parades that even come close to the Delano parade as far as size?
I feel like Anoka is pretty big.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Anoka. They do Halloween, and, like, their royalty is huge. Like, there were, like, 25, 30 girls that ran.
Oh, man.
And 8 was a lot for us, but we have a small town compared to Anoka. So, yeah.
Now, will you ride in the parade again this year as
Yes,
outgoing?
I
Okay.
will. I will be in a convertible that one of our friends is letting us borrow, and I'll have I'll have our magnets, and I'll have the Aquatennial candidate magnet on the car as well.
Oh, well, good for you. Fun. Let's go back the other way again here to Ella. Tell me about that experience of the you'll be experienced now this year because you've done it once before, but had you been in the
I
Delano?
have been in the parade
Okay.
before, yes.
For a different group?
Yes,
or?
for the Snowmobile Club.
Okay. So you'd kind of seen it, but not in this.
Nothing like being on the float.
Yeah. You're one of three instead of one of however many. How about that experience? What's it like? I suppose you see friends, relatives, all kinds of folks.
It was a really cool experience because, like, I just remember we were first starting to drive forward, and since you're up on the float, you just see people packed as far as you can see, like, on the streets. A lot of other parades we'll see, they have a good turnout, but there's some gaps, and, like, you know, there's some times where you don't have people to wave to. Delano, there is not an open space on the sidewalk along the entire parade route.
Well, not only that, they're about 8 deep besides. So, and some places there's bleachers, and so you got a big crowd.
It was really cool and it's fun to see your community members, because people that you've grown up with and really gotten to know, it's fun to see them, and it's also kind of fun for them to see you in this way.
Kiki, I want to ask you, obviously you had witnessed and celebrated, I'm sure, the 4th of July in Delano for many years. What was it like to be the first time where, okay, I want to, have fun at the 4th of July in Delano, my hometown, but I'm suddenly an ambassador of the town, too.
Well, when we got crowned, we pretty much had events every single day, so it was like, I didn't necessarily get to go and, like, ride rides and everything like that, but I was genuinely at the 4th more than I've probably been ever. I was there every single day, like, many hours of the day, but I completely enjoyed it the whole time because, like, we were working the hamburger stand with our littles, and they were going crazy. Like, they wanted to do everything. Like, if we tried to do something for them, they would scurry behind us and grab it, and they would go do it. And it was just so cute because it was like a bonding experience. It was just kind of right away, get close with your Crown Sisters, because that next week we were already at 2 other events. So it was just, like, doing all the, like, local events was just, like, really, like, fun to see, like, what all happens during the 4th of July, because I don't normally go to the kiddie parade. I don't normally do face painting with kids. Like, it's just really fun to see everything that actually happens during the 4th of July.
You were talking about, I'm assuming you were talking about the junior royalty? Is that
Yeah, we have 2 littles, Elin and Greta, and they're adorable. And I'm going to miss them a lot when we leave, because they're still here for another 10 years probably.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll be running for the ambassador at one point. Amy, let's turn back to you for a second. You talked up front, we'll get back to the royalty in a minute too, but you talked up front about the commitment that it takes, and, well, this is a pretty good example of, how much there is to do once you have got the crown.
Yes, once we I don't want to use the word warn our ambassadors and families, but we do let them know that it is a whirlwind. The first thing that happens when the coronation ends is our ambassadors are whisked off to left field of the ball field, and they get their picture taken with every visiting royalty that come, and there's over 20 towns that have signed up, and not to mention all their friends and families that are just so ecstatic for them, and in the whole town they all want their picture with that. So that was the first whirlwind that you guys probably don't even remember. But we have documented. And then the next day they do the parade. Then you kind of have the 4th of July off a little bit to enjoy yourself. But the next day we have our royal picnic. We have fireman water ball at 2:00 Saturday. We're going to do the information booth for the chamber. And then Sunday we have kiddie parade, face painting, and we run the hamburger stand. And then, of course, the fireworks. And then we get to dish out our prizes for our button winners. And we appreciate everybody who has purchased a button this year. And the grand prize is $500. And we have 2 other fabulous prizes. So that will also be happening on the ball field this weekend as well. So then the even more fun begins as they head to other towns and see their celebrations, and try not to compare them with ours because we know ours is the best.
It's, I'm sure, a a pretty jam-packed calendar. Let's go back to Allison for a minute and talk a little bit more about the commitment that it takes. Were you ready for that? I mean, you were kind of aware, but when it really hits home, how did that go?
So I didn't realize how much we were doing this during the summer. So we just finished our junior year of high school, and then we were jumped right into the 4th of July. And at the time I was working still. And so I was kind of I can't work and do this at the same time. I want to put my ambassador year above my part-time job. And so that, having to make that decision was kind of this year's going to be crazy. But I loved every second of it.
Did it get to be too much pressure? Well, you kind of set aside some other things. But...
Yeah. Once school started, it was calmed down a little bit, and Ella and I are on the cheer team, so it's we never saw it. We did see each other throughout school, and Kiki and I had a few classes together, but we weren't doing as much stuff with the littles, but we were still all connected, us three, and so that was still nice because you have another friend at school now.
Yeah. Ella, did you or do you make friends with, or is it just acquaintances with some of the other towns, or do you see them enough that you kind of get to know them a little bit?
Yes, we do make a lot of friends. It's definitely a unique experience because obviously all of these girls have won this title, so they're all amazing and sweet, and they're friendly, and they want to build friendships. So yes, I mean, we have a lot of people that we see here and there, and we say hi and we have a little chat with, but we also have made some really good friendships, and even girls that we've kept in touch with after they've given up their titles. So I think that's been really cool, especially because we're all going off to college. I've already met so many girls that are royalty that are going to the same school as me, and I go up there and I recognize a bunch of royalty girls, so that's been really cool.
Well, on that topic, as long as we're at it, you are planning to go where?
I am planning on going to the College of St. Benedict to study communications with a focus in marketing.
Excellent. And Kiki?
I'll be attending the University of Northern Iowa with a biomed major on a pre-med track.
Wow. All right. And Allison?
I will also be going to College of St. Benedict with Ella, and I will be majoring in nursing.
Well, good for you. That sounds like great career tracks for all of you. And so I guess the final question is it going to be a letdown after this weekend is over? Because after that, your commitment is pretty much done, right? Or even after the coronation, you have the parade left, but you're kind of, done, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I've been really sad to give up this title and just all of the people that I see at all these other events. But I'm also really excited for the next group of girls that are gonna just take this title with grace and just represent Delano so amazingly at all these events. And I'm really excited for them.
Amy, tell me a little bit about how many ambassador candidates you have this year, and let's get into more about the coronation now.
We've had an awesome year. These three ladies did an excellent job of promoting our program. So we have eight candidates, 2025 candidates, and 5 Little Miss candidates that we've had so much fun with. We call it the candidate season. We've done a sleepover. The littles have done a pool party. We got to go to a spa at Her Architects here in Buffalo. We ran around Delano and for our candidate day out, and we even got to go to the fire station for a little bit. We have so much fun during our candidate season. It's hard to only choose 3, and that's why we hire judges. So we don't have to do that. And yes, these 3 are done, and our 2 littles are done, but we always hope that they stay in the program and come and help out. We have a lot of past ambassadors that like to come back and they MC our Meet the Candidates. We have 2 lovely ambassadors MCing our coronation this year and also singing the national anthem. So they're not going to be gone. I'll be tracking them down. Us directors, we like to track them down, and they like to be a part of it too. And that's what's so unique about this program is. It is one big family, and we all try to stay connected as much as we can, and you can just see the success of the ladies that have been through this program. and what they're going to do. I'm so excited for their futures and what it will hold.
Are the judges, are they volunteers from the community, or where are they from?
We do not take judges from our community. We judges are volunteers. We find them that other judges that run their own royalty programs, or we find women who are like strong women, who career women that are working in the communities around us. We've had royal dads come in and judge, so we have had many judges throughout the years, and we have try to have like 3 or 4, so they bounce their opinions off of each other, and they really try to find not only the best ambassadors, but a group of 3 that they know will be compatible. And like this year, these 3 have been very compatible and very awesome to work with, and also our 2 littles, Eileen and Greta, have been wonderful, and their families have all been wonderful to work with.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that the city is very proud to have all of them represent the community for the year, and whoever the new ambassadors are, I'm sure they'll do an equally good job. So, all right, so the coronation, 6 p.m. Thursday. It's at the ballpark, at the municipal park, and you sit in the stands and...
Yes, get there early. Parking is always fun, so I would suggest getting down to the park at 5:30. Come and enjoy the food vendors there and our hamburger stand, and find a parking spot, and the grandstand will be open. We're all very excited. It's a tradition to have it on the ballpark. And I think that's just great. The baseball teams are so awesome to work with, and our park is beautiful, so it works out really well.
It's the Delano Ambassadors, and we've been happy to have them with us in studio here today. And so congratulations for a great year to all of you. Amy, thank you. And ladies, good luck in your futures. And I'm sure you got a few days left to enjoy your community and enjoy one more time around in Delano. So nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy, thank you. And there is today's Spotlight on KRWC. In a minute, we're going to check on state and local news in brief.